Hello, this is Nick's Fix. This is the second segment for Buku-oo-logy, and today I'm going to pick a book that I've just recently read daripada John Grisham. Tajuk dia The Client. So I've been trying to pick up my reading habits. So it's mostly proven that kalau baca sebelum tidur tu it induces better sleep time lah. Tapi ada juga kadang-kadang terbabas kan sebab too engrossed nak baca, nak habiskan buku ke ataupun nak baca banyak lagi. Tapi I did feel the difference lah kalau tak baca tu kan. Now I'm trying to enact balik, try to practice balik that, and because mostly kalau sebelum tidur tu baca fiction, so I am also trying to encourage myself to baca buku-buku non-fiction more. So I think overall, as a orang yang nak kata prodigious reader tu tak juga, tapi membaca, but after some time I left it at the wayside and really didn't read much. It's not that dalam MCO tak baca ke apa semua, but I felt that lama sangat tak membaca. I did baca, tapi compared to way before and diligently tu tak. So I feel something lacking. So that's why I kind of feel the segment Buku-oo-logy is something that like macam redemption and also sharing something that I find interesting in books. Whether the books are recommended to be read or tidak tu remain to be seen, because sometimes kita baca, kita tengok macam it's just a passing fancy and something like that. So the book that I'm featuring ataupun try to review tu, tajuk dia The Client from John Grisham. So as most of us know, John Grisham ni dia kind of focus all his writing towards the legal. So The Client is also that, cumanya the way it started tu kali ni macam it got me a little bit confused tau, sebab it started with like something unwanted, tragedy, accident, and it involves kids. So these two boys, yang abang dia tu 11 tahun, adik dia around 6 I think, stumble upon orang yang tengah nak bunuh diri. So dia pun trigger kan, macam trauma ke apa semua, but not much has been seen. It was just described as it is, like procedurally, macam yang dilaporkan untuk polis apa semua. So because it happened so fast and a little bit macam, so I couldn't really grasp what is happening, WTH kan. So it wasn't really grabbing, macam betul-betul mengikat tu tak ada lagi lah. But one thing that stand out was that there was this one law enforcement officer, police, nama dia Hardy. So he was a little bit mean, although one cannot blame him that he's just trying to do his job, and it turns out that his hunch that the kid lied betul throughout, memang betul lah. But even then I feel that he wasn't really part of the story, macam he wasn't macam really helping the story, maknanya he was just mean macam tu, and later on although even then kan, I feel that he's still the bad guy, Mr. Hardy, the law enforcement officer, police tu. The way dia bully the kid, kata you are lying, I know you're lying apa semua, and trying to stay close, and then macam try to squirrel information and everything. Budak 11 tahun dengan adik dia yang trauma, witnessing suicide, it's not an easy thing, tapi and because budak-budak tu background dia orang miskin and there's nobody to stand up, so in that way tak ada protection. And then of course police can say that they are doing their work, they need information, but it was the way that it was depicted, it was not good. I mean, as pembaca, I side with the kid. That was the point when I feel that macam tak patut lah, macam walaupun sebab at that point kita tak tahu pun Mark menipu ke apa semua. So at that point I feel that macam kenapa ni tak ada bukti pun you menuduh budak lagi. So as it happens, as I said, the setting up of the novel tu was the kids, dia orang duduk dalam trailers. So there's a perkampungan trailer lah kan, trailer park. So they always dekat belakang rumah kan, there's a kind of macam forest sikit lah. So they play around there, and one day they stumble upon a car macam yang diorang tak pernah tengok, and the older kid perasan yang there is a hose connected to the tailpipe, macam pipe dekat belakang, exhaust. So dia cuba cabut lah, because he doesn't want the guy to be dead. But walaupun he had that good intention, the guy yang nak suicide tu caught him. Of course yang adik dia yang duduk daripada jauh kecut lah kan. So that led to shock, trauma after that. But before that, but most of this yang kena tangkap, yang pasal tailpipe apa semua tu, yang actually dia was aggravated dalam macam dipukul jugalah, macam ditibai oleh, sebab orang yang nak bunuh diri tu dia macam tengah gila kan, so tak stabil. So much of that was not shared in I think 3/4 of the story. So we don't have anything much, but the suspense when because that sweet kid Mark did call the police. Dia call, cakap ada orang bunuh diri. Bila orang tanya siapa nama dia tak bagi. Dia pun takut, and nak jadikan cerita, dia dengar lah polis datang apa semua, dia pergi menyelinap dalam hutan tu nak tengok dengan lebih dekat. At the same time, as I said, adik dia tu 5 ke 6 tahun tu terkejut beruk, went into shock. I mean, so this is something new. Okay, so kita orang besar gedabak ni pun bila tengok satu benda trauma, people have been said that it can scar us emotionally, psychologically. Tapi in this novel, dia cakap for somebody as small as 5-6 year old yang belum develop lagi cara pemikiran, and orang kata an experience, nobody to soothe and explain to them. Bila dia tengok abang dia kena tangkap, macam nak kena kidnap, and then dengar bunyi letupan pistol, obviously bunuh diri tu. So I think so it happened that bila dia orang pergi balik sampai di rumah, adik dia macam how you call it, stay in fetus condition, macam baby tu, and then letak ibu jari dalam mulut. It's like macam self-soothing. I think we have heard that kan, self-soothing mechanism. And then mata tu tutup, and he doesn't the kid Ricky I think Ricky, dia tak response to anything. So that's when bila abang dia Mark ni pergi tengok balik, and then Mr. Hardy ni tangkap dia. What are you doing here? Macam tu masa tu. So masa tu lah in a way that that police officer may have a good hunch, that that Mark, bila dia tanya kenapa tak beritahu nama, kenapa, are you hiding something apa semua, tapi most of it the author pun cakap macam dia tak remember, and we can empathize with that, trauma, and it happens just within a couple of minutes, hours, so but the police officer Hardy tu was depicted as quite meany, quite macam overbearing lah. So at that point pun I rasa macam I wanted to macam to side with the main character, which is Mark, the 11-year-old kid who was thrown into this all legal world apa semua. So when the mother came home, and then police pula datang apa semua, the police Hardy ni lah apa semua, and then bila dia, in a way Hardy ni bukanlah jahat totally, he was just doing his job as I'm telling you. And then bila dia tengok adik Ricky tu tak bergerak, macam almost comatose macam tu, dia cepat-cepat suruh bawa pergi hospital lah. Tapi bila although Mark dia pergi dengan Ricky naik ambulans, Hardy insist Mark naik dengan dia, and all throughout dalam kereta, and even rasa ke hospital pun apa semua, dia jack, dia macam push, pressure si Mark ni untuk cerita, you are lying, macam I rasa macam tak patut, I rasa macam I don't know, rasa macam geram, macam tu. That's why aku rasa macam jahat si Hardy ni. So it started, most of the setting started with the hospital where Ricky was placed in macam psychiatry punya department, and because dia macam didn't want to wake up and something like that, and the doctor tu was very understanding in a way, alhamdulillah kan, macam. So he said that macam kadang-kadang they recover, they came around, but some may, orang kata, take a long time. So it depends. So dia kata Mark kena ada kat situ selalu, and abang dia pun kena ada, so that bila dia terbuka mata, dia panik tu, dia tengok orang yang familiar, it helps a lot. So I guess those are kind of pointers yang I think necessarily important for all of us to know, kalau kalau we went through that. And all throughout, the mother kerja kilang, kerja sweatshop dia katakan, so they are not really kaya ke apa semua, so dah lah rupa-rupanya baru survive daripada ayah yang jenis kaki pukul, alcoholic, and they just got divorced and everything. And so, and then kena pula ni, although they were innocent bystander, terjumpa macam terlalu at the wrong place at the wrong time, tapi the effect tu kan, trauma kepada budak kecil tu is macam terlampau besar sampai the brain cannot process, the nervous system. I think katanya berkaitan dengan nervous system, that sort of thing lah. So ceritanya orang yang meninggal tu, orang yang bunuh diri tu actually bukan calang-calang orang yang just out of nowhere, Tom, Dick and Harry, tapi rupanya lawyer kepada bapa mafia besar. Ceritanya macam tu lah. So this bapa mafia bunuh seorang senator sebab this senator cuba sailang projek macam toxic waste dumping place ke, macam recycle sampah sarap, all those chemical kilang. And whenever macam sebelum the senator sailang tu, before that, kalau ada je orang nak sabotage ke apa, dia dump waste into sungai apa semua, and sampai dia orang dapat dah, memang people get the message that it needs to be done, macam dia orang get the green light. Tapi the senator cuba sailang the question that the origin project tu siapa. And when it comes to macam illegal dumping, sungai tu kotor, tercemar tu, teringat pula lah something local kan. I wonder does that ada kaitan dengan mafia ke, something ke, ataupun illegal activities, yes, I mean illegal networks ke, and everything. And then dalam cerita novel ni, the illegal dumping site tu, toxic waste management center, whatever tu, rupanya dicadang, although something yang baik, tapi dicadangkan, dia actually akan dibangunkan oleh yang network dia nak mafia. I wonder dekat negara kita pun ada ke? Sebab something yang baik, tapi actually because it makes money, macam tu. So all this thing macam got me thinking macam the probability, and then macam sometimes things are not what they seem. But the main story is of course still about Mark, and how Mark, the 11-year-old guy, tried to get a lawyer. So the thing is that dia perchance tertengok iklan, and then sebab lawyer, there are some lawyers who dia panggil ambulance chasers. So dia orang try to get case macam langgar lari ke, ataupun accident dekat kilang ke. So they try to get that cases lah. So dia macam ambulance chasers. So this kind of lawyers memang roam around the hospital area dekat emergency. So Mark perchance terjumpa lah dengan seorang tu, and dia cakap lah dia siapa semua, and then dia pun check lah. Budak 11 tahun ni very industrious kan, and then ternampak kat TV apa semua. So keesokan harinya tu dia bersemangat nak pergi hunt down that guy itulah yang nampak credible keluar TV, ada iklan besar dalam Yellow Pages, something like that lah kan. Tapi it turns out dia cakap lah kat mak dia boring, duduk kat bilik je and then tengok TV, dia nak pergi jalan, tapi dia tak cakap dia nak pergi betul-betul mana. So this nak cakap dia menipu, tapi sebenarnya I forgive him for that, sebab dia cuba cari, it's not really that harmful in a way. I mean, throughout the story, you will see at the end of the day, apa yang established was that dia dikatakan menipu, tapi I think it was also established that dia bermuslihat supaya dapat menyelamatkan diri dan keluarga dia in a way. So remember, this case happens because dia dengan adik dia happens to be at the wrong place and the wrong time. And bukan saja the thug is after him, the FBI, the police and whomsoever. So it's not so simple. And bayangkan the main story that moves the plot, ataupun where the plot hanging from is an 11-year-old boy. So pendekkan cerita, the boy pergilah, because rupa-rupanya yang the doctor yang the lawyer yang dia tengah nak cari tu, bangunan tu just across the street from the hospital. So dia pergi, tapi it happens to be that the people were not receptive to him. Even even the secretary ke apa cakap, you siapa ni, you ada injured ke? Terus dia qualify, kata dia not qualified. So budak tu rasa macam terkilan lah, terguris jugalah, and he needs help, sebab the police are accusing him, and then that sort of him, so dia pun macam dejectedly, dengan sedih, macam kayuh kaki, angkat kaki selangkah demi langkah, and then dia nampak Pak Guard depan dia, macam memerhati je ke dia and approaching, macam tentu dia nak, ialah kan budak 11-year-old, what is he doing dalam office bangunan macam tu. So he grabbed the knob and push of the nearest door, masuk. It happens to be a lawyer office, and nak jadikan cerita, that is the office of the lawyer yang who will help him, that 11-year-old kid, to safety. Gitu cerita dia. I think at the end of the day kan orang kata fate, and then macam when things are against you, tapi bayangkan ni pula 11-year-old, it takes bravery on another level altogether, and about acceptance, about openness, about macam about leaving it to chance also, which is for many control freaks, it is not on the table. But through this story, orang katakan perchance, opportunity, grace tu kan comes in opportune time and manner. So is with that. So it happens to be the secretary of that office yang dia masuk tu, dia kind of quite macam warm lah, and then agreed, and then dia arrange supaya jumpa dengan the boss, the lawyer lah. So the lawyer tu nama dia Reggie, and dengan harga RM1, dia sebagai retainer, they form the lawyer and client relationship. Yang pasal $1 lawyer ni kan ada cerita kayak drama kan. Apa nama pelakon tu, Gong Ming Jung, Nam Kong Ming. I watched it long after it was aired, and I enjoyed it. Maybe my first impression was macam tak berapa, tapi maybe I was waiting for it untuk habis ke, I don't know, but that was quite good. That was macam orang kata fighting for goodness kan, finding meaning in life kind of thing, the $1 lawyer. So this one, okay, have that idea too. So right after that, the FBI pula nak jumpa budak tu, and the lawyer tu wire the kid lah. Dia kata masuk, and then budak tu takut lah first time kan, kenapa kena pakai wire apa semua, just wear it. So bila budak tu masuk, FBI ni macam act like macam big bro lah, taiko orang besar kan, cuba gertak budak tu, bagi tahu apa semua. So budak ni innocently tanya, do I have to take a lawyer? No, you don't have to. Why? FBI people tu cuba nak brainwash dia apa semua lah. Banyaklah tipu apa ni kan. So in a way, budak tu keluar kata nak pergi tandas. Lepas tu yang masuk balik lawyer tu, terkejut beruk lah FBI tu. And then the lawyer cakap, I have all of that in tape. How can you try to macam gertak budak 11 tahun? And then cakap tanpa lawyer, kau siapa? Bangkuk ayun lah, macam tu lah. So I find a kind of justice lah. Walaupun the FBI are trying to find clues, they are actually trying to find di manakah, they are actually trying to ascertain, mencari sama ada membuktikan if the kid know more about the case that they are pursuing, iaitu the case of pembunuhan senator tu lah, which alleged theoretically-nya, hipotesisnya, the mafia sembunyikan mayat tu. So budak tu tak tahu apa, dia kata tak ingat. Tapi masa jumpa lawyer dia Reggie tu, a woman 52 years old who went through a lot, alcoholic, dia abuse oleh bekas suami dia, dihantar ke institution gila something like that, but she recovered, make a comeback, jadi lawyer and everything. So that's a story of her own lah. So dia katakan, you all tak patut buat macam ni, patut rasa malu lah, So I have this on tape. One thing tak kena, sebab ini akan kalau dia saman, dia boleh menang lah. Sebab budak, that's one thing also. Budak bukan saja kena ada guardian, memang kena ada lawyer. Bagi kita pun lawyer tu penting. Sometimes kita, I think most as normal people kan, we never thought that will be scary ataupun scary, is it? Kita akan bersilang langkah dengan polis ke apa semua, that sort of thing, FBI lagi kan. So this scenario made us think that sometimes we do have right. Kalau cerita-cerita Amerika tu ada Miranda right lah, apa benda kan. So this started the scenario bahawa the FBI ada stake. Dia nak tahu budak tu tahu apa. Later on diceritakan bahawa mafia pun dah masuk cerita. Mafia pun actually dah pasang telinga, pasang orang dekat, and one of them masuk dalam elevator, letak pisau lipat dekat perut budak tu, cakap if you blabber sebutir akan bunuh adik you, mak you, macam tu. And also mafia pun dia pun tak tahu budak tu tahu ke tidak, tapi kalau budak tu tahu, kalau dia cakap kenalah. So budak tu kena hati-hati. So the story is about cat and mouse, budak tu nak cerita atau tidak. Bila kita tengok the whole story kan, siapa tersangka? I couldn't think, kadang-kadang orang ingat macam dalam kes melibatkan the police enforcement, the law enforcement officers, the FBI macam ni kan, even figures, judges, apa semua, you have to tell. Tapi sometimes bila dalam keadaan budak yang 11 years old ni, when you tell, the FBI are happy, and then they just leave you maybe, and then the mafia will get you, the kid, and then probably harass ke, bunuh ke, apa semua. So it's not macam orang kata easy. And then there comes another scenario. What if apa yang dicakap tu actually tipu aja ataupun meraban, sebab orang tu nak mati kan, nak bunuh diri. So eventually it is macam betul lah that orang yang nak bunuh diri tu, orang yang dah bunuh diri tu, actually sebelum dia bunuh diri tu, dia did say something. What? Itu tidak di establish in detail throughout the story, hanya at one part towards the end. So nak kata in conclusion belum lagi, tapi orang kata bila kita tengok keseluruhan tu kan, kita tengok strategi budak dia kan, patutlah Reggie, her lawyer cakap he thinks like a terrorist, tapi at times he cries because he's a child. So in a way, cara budak 11 years old Mark tu fikir bahawa dia tak boleh beritahu terus macam tu, sebab nyawa dia, nyawa adik dia, nyawa mak dia. And then beberapa hari tu dia punya trailer yang mak dia sewa, family dia 3 beradik sewa tu diletupkan. So tak ada rumah, and then mak dia yang terpaksa jaga adik dia tu kerja kilang sweatshop kan, kerja macam kilang, kilang gaji minimum, tak minimal lagi, murah dia minimal macam tu. Walaupun doktor dah terangkan yang mak dia terpaksa sini kena pecat kerja, tapi the lawyer Reggie help, and then cakap and then akan sue lah macam. So it's kind of macam, it's not just Mark, it's the, orang kata, the situation, miskin, tak ada guardian, even the mother tu macam letih, and then terpaksa tengok Ricky, and then rely on Valium untuk rehat, untuk tidur. So she was not really all there. So this is a story about how heroic and bravery, but there's only a limit to that for an 11-year-old kid. He can only do so much. So this is also the story of responsible, ethical people with integrity, older people in the society who help claim justice for not just this kid, for the society. So at the end of the day, macam the FBI guna macam-macam cara lah untuk nail that kid. Sapina lah, semua macam licik lah. There's another figure yang actually just nak notoriety, nak kepopularitian lah, macam tu ada juga. So the story closes macam to something unsangkarable tapi logik, bahawa not until the FBI dengan US Police Marshal put it in writing, in contract, confirm keluarga Mark keluarga dia, adik dan mak dia selamat, dipindahkan, ditukar identiti, duduk tempat lain. Adik dia diberikan hospital assistant yang sewajarnya, psychiatrically. Barulah mak akan beritahu. Tapi ceritanya tak end macam tu saja, sebab mak ni lagi satu bijak dia dalam daredevil berani ni. Dia kata kat his 52-year-old lawyer tu, dia cakap, let's check if the body is really there. Gitu. Bila dia orang nak sampai tu sekali, mafia pun tengah nak gali benda tu. So something happened and dia orang lari, kecudar lari, and eventually they got the police to be there and they make that negotiation. This is where the lawyer comes in, being the tough woman, mother, and also law officer, lawyer lah, lawyer, to fight for the right of the kid. Eventually they got the body of the senator yang dibunuh, yang rupanya ditanam dalam garaj lawyer kepada mafia tu. Sebenarnya lawyer tu memang adalah lawyer kepada mafia, tapi dia sendiri terkejut yang body tu ditimbus ditanam di situ. Dia terkejut, and then sebab tu dia jadi gila sikit tu, macam tu lah. Eventually dia tahu dia pun akan dibunuh, something like that. I guess in a way it also tells a little bit pasal lawyer yang works for bad people, mafia. You know, what were they thinking? Tapi they are. I remember someone I know, dia cakap jahat betul ke tidak, I don't know what's the right word, tapi duit masuk, something like that. So that's that, the client. There's so much more to the book, to the story, and the ending was really warm, and I'm glad I read it.